So my name is David Plunkett, and I have advanced prostate cancer, stage 4B. I was diagnosed when I was just turned 55, and that's almost 5 years ago now. I went to the doctor with lower back pain, and during the exam, he discovered a swollen lymph node above my collarbone. And so we drew blood, did an ultrasound, because the original concern was that it was a thyroid problem. And he arranged to have a biopsy in a week or so. And the biopsy came back with a report of malignant neoplasm of the prostate. And that was bad news. You're not supposed to have prostate tissue growing up by your neck. So the blood test also came back with an extremely high PSA, and so that was bad news. So my doctor set me up with appointments with both a urologist and an oncologist. The urologist rechecked everything, did a digital rectal examination, and discovered that, yeah, my prostate was, as he put it, hard as a rock. That wasn't good. And he started me out on Casodex bicalutamide. I went in thinking that, prostate cancer is not good, but it's treatable. And so I wasn't too worried about it. I thought, I really didn't like the idea of surgery. So I was more interested in what sort of radiotherapies were available. And he stopped me cold when I mentioned that, and he said, no, you're too far advanced. Surgery is not an option. Radiation is not an option. You need to go on androgen deprivation therapy straight away and chemotherapy as soon as possible. So that derailed me. I went in thinking I knew what was going to happen, and suddenly I didn't anymore. That afternoon I had the oncologist appointment, and that was when the official diagnosis was made, and they told me that stage 4 prostate cancer is treatable but not curable, and we started making plans as to how to get started on chemotherapy. I got really good results from chemotherapy. It wasn't as bad as I had feared. It wasn't a walk in the park, but I got through it, and my PSA came down to a pretty low level, and then it started going back up again gradually. So the following year, it grew enough that further therapy was needed. So I was started on another layer of androgen deprivation therapy and another set of chemotherapy, and I got even better results that time. My last chemotherapy was 3 years ago. I've been on Lupron and Zytiga ever since, and my PSA has been undetectable for over 2 years now. So that's good news. I was first introduced to the Prostate Cancer Lab by a fellow prostate cancer patient, and I join in on the meetings to listen and learn. The standard of care has worked really well for me. I'm not making any plans for any changes, but I like to hear what is being researched, and I've learned a lot. I've learned about proteomics, I've learned about genetic testing, I've learned about genomic testing, I've learned about immunotherapy and what's involved. I've learned about studies into new radiopharmaceuticals, and I've learned about bipolar androgen therapy, which when I first heard about it, didn't make a lot of sense to me. But as I've learned more, I'm impressed by the people who are experimenting with it and the care that they're taking and the documentation that they're doing to determine whether it's really doing them any good or not. So listen and learn is still my watchword. The more you know, the better questions you'll ask, and the better you'll understand the answers. So that's what got me involved.